Ahoy, everyone, and welcome
Ahoy!
to the Zoom room. Oh, she jumped. You can't keep a good actor down. Lynne Jassem already is in the Zoom room with me. Welcome, everyone. The tap dancing phenomenon known as Lynne Jassem. Lynne, welcome.
It's me he's talking about. Hi, David. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
You're welcome. You can now retire from politics, to paraphrase John F. Kennedy after Marilyn Monroe sang to him. And you and I are the only people who probably even remember that. But
Oh,
let's not date ourselves
God.
too much.
Yeah, really. We're trying to
So,
look good, trying to look good.
you look great. I love the glasses,
Thank
by the way.
Oh, thank you.
So
Right
you've
from
got an
London.
amazing show coming to Bravo for Women in the Arts in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Yes.
Tell us about it and
Okay.
what is the genesis of this show? Is it all new? Is it all new, Lynne Jassem, or is it your
Yep, it
best
is.
best hits?
No, no, that's next. My outtakes, that will be my next show. The things I wanted to do, and people said to me, will it further the action? And I had to say, oh no. So just, but this show it's a real life adventure, from my life. And it's about my gender confusion ever since I was 3 years old. What makes a show unusual is that a lot of things are told through tap dancing. So you get the showbiz vibe in there with the tap dancing, with the storytelling, with a little bit of stand-up. There's interactive video for some poignant moments when I run into these two boys on the street in Queens and they try to beat me up. I, of course, play those two boys. I'm on stage, they're on the screen, and we have it out and I win. But so it starts at 3. I'm walking down the street with my mother, and there's a little video behind Queens passing by, and we're walking, and I see that woman who looks and dresses like a man, and it gets everything turning. And it just goes on. It's very amusing, it's very funny, entertaining, and also poignant because it is a very serious topic, but I try to deliver it in a way that is also entertaining.
Yeah. I remember talking about our first inklings of being quote unquote different than the world supposedly had us wanting to be.
Yes.
I, for me, it was 5 years old seeing a drawing of a caveman in the Compton's Encyclopedia. And the caveman was kind of beefy and half of his butt was showing. And I remember thinking, I think this is going to cause problems. So for you, 3 years old.
Yeah, I was 3 years old. Just hanging out with my mom before I was going to school or anything. And I think I was born that way, wanting to be a boy, and I used to dress up like a boy. My brothers would dress me up in their Boy Scout uniform and I'd go around town. And I don't know, David, I'm 78 now and I finally and I've moved to LA, so I got the hair and the more glamorous look. But I won't tell you what I say at the end of the show, but I wrap it all up. And
Right.
I finally accepted myself, for who I am. And when I did live in San Francisco, I lived there for 22 years. It was my opportunity to really try for the butch ring, in the merry-go-round. And I had my hair all cut off. I got myself a nice suit in Macy's boys department, size 12. Um, and and I even had a cigar, but I still wasn't butch enough for those girls. I don't know, I like the pretty ones, and they like something different than me. But
So how do you identify now?
oh, I just say human, you know. I don't when the give the pronouns he, she, it, they, whatever. I like to make fun of it all. I don't know, maybe people will hate me for that, but no, I see myself as arm. I'm female, but I don't like, I'm not 150% comfortable with it. I will never be. But, I'm trying out different things now.
What do you say to a new generation of people who are dealing with gender identity, just the fluidity of the world in which we live now? I mean, of course, the title of your show is very tongue in cheek, or maybe I should say tongue in tap.
Yeah.
But there is a whole serious component to it about
Yes.
this debate we're going through. What do you
Yes.
say to the new generation of people going through what you went through in the 1940s,
Right. 50s. I was born in
50s?
46. So yeah. I say stay with your dreams. It's so much easier now. To me, it appears so much easier. There's an overall definition of queer that's, lesbian is out. And it just seems like everybody's taking a taste. Everybody's trying out the new stuff. And it's very much more accepting. I know it's still very tough to be transgender, but um, I say in the show that if I was born now, I would definitely become a boy, and live that way. But and I have some very funny lines about that. I try to temper it, but because it is a very serious topic, and people have gone through a tremendous amount of pain dealing with gender issues. So I do put that kind of stuff in the show. But when I first started doing it, my agent said, "You're not going to get booked." And I would go to the theater conferences, and I'd say, "Well, did anybody say, they want to book me?" No, they're afraid of it. They're afraid of it. They don't want to do
Mhm.
it. I said, "But it's very entertaining. It's not like I get up there and cry and complain, and I'm not a crank. I'm a comedian. So I
Yeah.
have to put things in acceptable, funny terms." But I do have a couple of moments where I cry. But I got rid of that agent. But I think it's the hot topic now that more and more people are going to be doing more and more shows. I know a couple of shows already that are out there with the transgender. And yeah, it's a can of worms.
Did you think you would ever be a gender mentor?
No. No, 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 no. I mean, I always had difficulty convincing people what I thought I was, even Butch. Now, I mean, I'm all femmed out now, because
I was about to say the pink glasses are very femmy. I mean,
the
you've
whole
got
thing, the hair, you know, I've learned from my wife, who's like ultra femme, and I said to her once, "What would you do if I decided I wanted to be like a girl?" She said, "Oh, I don't care what you do." Basically, I would still love you no matter what you wear, which was and I think that's true in her case. But in San Francisco, I didn't know. I was backed into a corner. I mean, my wife is from England, and she was visiting the lesbian dance, in Oakland. And I saw her and I just went, "Whoa, look out." And we've been together 23 years, but
well, mazel tov.
thank you.
Thank you.
But it was hard for me in San
Yeah,
Francisco
yeah,
because I couldn't believe I'm really cute. I'm really cute. Yeah, but you're not butch enough.
yeah. Well, the show is called Tap Dancing with My Pronouns, the he, she life of Richard Greene. In our
Yeah.
last few moments, tell us, who is Richard Greene?
Should I tell you? I don't know. Richard Greene was somebody in my junior high school who was gorgeous. I'm sure Richard Greene is either a woman today or gay. I know
Yeah.
he's gay. I mean, he was a beautiful boy. And all the girls, in the eighth grade were dying to go out with Richard Greene. So I thought, I'm going to become Richard Greene. And I have an attempt at it. And I think it's a very interesting part of the show. I do a lot of character work, as well as tap dancing and storytelling and character work and interactive video. And it never stops moving. I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen the show.
And I've seen it. I remember interviewing you years ago, and I think at the time I called you a tap dancing lesbian. And
Yeah.
Joey English, who is a well-known radio personality in Southern California, saw the show, was blown away. She said, "This show belongs on Broadway," and she knows all about Hollywood history. You started out as a child actor on the Perry Como show.
And
Are you gonna?
I'll tell you something. As you know, a 10-year-old on the Perry Como show, we were wearing the little sequins in the top hats. There was 6 of us, and I had a crush on the girl who was next to me on the kick line, And I thought, how should I approach this? But there's no transcending it.
Yeah. So are you going to
But
Broadway? Is that what's next?
you know, I would like to start with off Broadway. I think I would like to do New York next. And I do have a really great agent representative now. And I think she's going to do wonderful things, helping me find some where to show. But I'm 78, David. So I gotta go fast now.
Well, the 70s, they tell me, are the new 30s. So, I mean, I think you look great.
Thank you. But after
We've
I
been,
finish the show, I go, can I sit down now? Um,
well, we've been speaking with Lynne Jassem. Her new show called Tap Dancing with My Pronouns, the He, She Life of Richard Greene is coming to San Francisco's esteemed BRAVA for Women in the Arts. Any closing thoughts for our audience?
I think that I would love to see you in the first row. And I think you will get a real kick out of this show. You'll enjoy it. It is thoughtful, and it's a way to help people deal and think about things a little bit in an entertaining way. So come, see, enjoy.
We look forward to seeing it. And as Joey English said, this show belongs on Broadway, and hopefully it will be there on Broadway or off Broadway soon. Thank you, Lynne Jassem. We look forward to seeing your show at Bravo for Women in the Arts, Tap Dancing with My Pronouns, the He, She Life of Richard Greene.
Mwah.
Ahoy.
Thank you, David. Ahoy.